close your eyes for a second.
Sure.
I want you to picture the air you're breathing right now. Okay, now imagine that. That taking a deep breath isn't something you do to, center yourself. It's actually a health risk.
Right.
We are talking about the year 2149. The oxygen levels have tanked so hard that you literally can't walk out your front door without a rebreather mask.
It paints such a visceral image, doesn't it? This isn't just like a bit of smog. We're
Right.
talking total ecological collapse. The math for human survival just
Yeah.
doesn't work anymore.
Exactly. Now flip the switch, open your eyes, and suddenly you're surrounded by this pristine, oxygen-rich jungle. I mean, the air is so sweet it actually makes you dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
There are waterfalls, lush greenery, sunlight that actually hits the ground, and, oh yeah, dinosaurs.
Which is quite the trade-off. You get
right.
fresh air, but you immediately drop a few rungs on the food chain.
Details.
Details.
Today on the Deep Dive, we are unpacking the series Terra Nova. But we're not just looking at it as some sci-fi adventure with, cool CGI reptiles.
No, we're treating this as a massive case study in survival ethics.
Right.
The show poses this huge question, one that's actually pretty uncomfortable if you think about it.
Which is?
If humanity broke the world and we got a chance to go back 85 million years to hit the reset button, would we actually fix things? Or are we just, hardwired to break it all over again?
We have a stack of sources today detailing the entire saga from that desperate pilot episode all the way to the explosive finale. We're really exploring this second chance scenario.
And this isn't just Jurassic Park with roommates.
Not at all. It's a desperate scramble where the stakes are literal extinction.
So let's start where the characters start. The year 2149, I think it's important to really understand the push factor here.
Yeah.
People aren't leaving for Terra Nova because they want an adventure. They are fleeing a sinking ship.
The sources describe a world under strict military rule. Overpopulation is, it's critical.
It's at a breaking point.
Totally. And because there are too many people and not enough planet, the government has instituted this strict two-child policy.
Which is enforced brutally. I mean, this isn't a suggestion. It's a mathematical mandate.
And this is where we meet our main guy, Jim Shannon. He's a cop, a guy who is supposed to enforce the law, but he's holding on to this massive secret.
A secret named Zoe.
Exactly. Jim and his wife, Elizabeth, who is a brilliant trauma surgeon, they decided to have a third child.
And they've kept her hidden for years.
In their apartment. No school, no going outside, nothing.
Can you just think about the psychological toll of that? Every knock at the door, every noise.
Oh, it's terrifying. The sources describe this population control inspection where they have to hide a toddler in an air vent.
And of course it goes wrong.
It has to.
Mm-hmm.
A neighbor hears the child. The officers raid the place. Jim tries to fight them off. That parental instinct just takes over. But you can't fight the state in 2149.
No.
He gets arrested. Zoe is discovered. And Jim gets. He's sentenced to 10 years in a supermax prison.
So the family is just completely shattered. Jim's locked up. Elizabeth and the kids are on the outside. But then, 2 years later, the dynamic shifts.
Elizabeth gets recruited for Terra Nova.
The golden ticket.
Right. So scientists have found this fracture in time, a portal to the Cretaceous period. But let's pause on the science. Is this time travel? Because usually going back creates all sorts of paradoxes.
Yeah, the whole step on a bug, erase the future thing.
Exactly.
The sources are really clear on this, and it's a key distinction. It's not a standard timeline loop, it's a time fracture. They're basically traveling to a parallel timeline's past.
Oh, so it's not our past.
Exactly. Stepping on a butterfly in Terra Nova won't cause a hurricane in 2149. It's a one-way trip to a new timeline to, save the human race.
Okay, that changes the stakes. They aren't fixing the future, they're abandoning it.
Yep, but they can't send everyone. It's a lottery or it's based on your skills. And since Elizabeth is a doctor, she's invaluable.
So she gets the invite. Her and her two legal kids, Josh and Maddie.
But Jim is in jail, and Zoe. Legally, Zoe's a non-person. She can't go.
And this is where the desperate escape kicks in. Elizabeth is not leaving anyone behind. She arranges a breakout.
She smuggles a laser-cutting device to Jim in prison.
I love a good prison break, but the plan for Zoe is the wildest part.
Oh, yeah. Elizabeth bribes a guard, and they're going to smuggle this toddler in a massive hiking backpack.
So Jim has to carry his own daughter, disguised as luggage, through high security.
It just highlights that desperation we talked about.
Yeah.
He cuts his way out of prison, rushes the gate, and literally tackles a guard to dive through the time fracture. Alarms are blaring.
And then silence. Or, well, the sounds of a jungle. They spill out the other side 85 million years in the past.
And the first thing they do, they take off their masks.
That sensory shock is so crucial. For the first time, they're breathing air that hasn't been scrubbed by a machine. But they land inside a fortress.
Yeah, Terra Nova isn't some campsite. It's a high-tech colony with these massive sonic walls.
Because, dinosaurs. Yeah. Right, you can't just pitch a tent when there are carnivores looking for a snack.
Precisely. And running this whole thing is Commander Nathaniel Taylor. He was the first man through the portal.
And he seems like the kind of guy you want in charge. Very military, very tough.
He runs Terra Nova like a benevolent dictatorship.
Yeah.
But Jim is an escaped convict. He technically broke the laws of physics and the state to get there.
So Taylor doesn't just welcome him with open arms.
Not exactly, but Taylor's a pragmatist. He looks at Jim and he sees a trained officer. He needs muscle, he needs security, so he cuts him a deal.
What's the deal?
You work for me, you keep the colony safe, and I won't send you back to the smog.
And for a minute, it seems like paradise. There's this one scene the sources point out. With an orange. Just a simple orange.
It's such a powerful symbol. In 2149, fresh fruit is a luxury for the ultra-rich. Here, agriculture is reborn. The family is eating real food.
And it's overwhelming for them.
It represents everything they lost and everything they're trying to regain.
But, paradise always has a catch. It's not just sitting around eating fruit salad.
No, the past is actively hostile. Extremely.
Okay, like what?
There's this fascinating incident with migrating birds, and we're not talking sparrows here. We're talking millions of prehistoric flying reptiles.
And they're all returning to their ancestral breeding grounds.
Which just happens to be exactly where they built the colony.
Whoops.
It's a classic man versus nature thing. They can't shoot millions of birds. They have to use science, synthesizing pheromones to divert the swarm.
It's a good reminder that they're guests there, uninvited ones.
And then there's the ghost lab mystery. This one really creeped me out.
Oh, yeah. Jim and Taylor investigate this silent outpost, and the scientists are mentally gone.
It's a memory virus. It causes this rapid Alzheimer's-like regression. You forget where you are, then who you are.
The irony is just, it's so thick. You travel 85 million years to start a new history, and the jungle tries to erase your personal history.
That's a great way to put it. And the resolution is so fascinating. Jim is the only one who isn't affected.
Because he has a common cold.
The cold? Like the sniffles.
How does that even work?
Well, in the sterile, filtered world of 2149, viruses like that were eradicated. But Jim, having been in a gritty prison, he picked one up before he jumped. His immune system was active.
And that protected him from the memory virus.
Inadvertently, yes.
So the sickness of the old world actually saved him in the new one. That's a cool detail.
It saves the colony. They use his antibodies to make a cure. But the external threats, the dinos, the viruses, they're nothing compared to the internal threat.
The Sixers.
The Sixers.
Okay, so let's unpack this group. They're called the Sixers because they came through on the sixth pilgrimage, right?
Correct. And they split off from the main colony. They live out in the jungle, led by a woman named Mira.
And for a while, everyone just thinks they're rebels. They didn't like Taylor's rules or something.
But the truth is much more sinister. The Sixers aren't rebels, they're employees. This is where the whole socio-political critique comes in. Why would the government in 2149 spend billions to send people back in time, to save humanity? Maybe on the surface.
But the real reason is?
The people backing the Sixers, the corporate interests back in the future, they don't see Terra Nova as a lifeboat. They see the Cretaceous period as a resource pit.
Oh, wow. So they want to strip mine the past to keep the dying future on life support.
That's the game. The Sixers are mercenaries. Their job is to destabilize Taylor's command and prepare for a corporate takeover.
That is just... It's depressingly realistic. You finally escape the greed that destroyed the world, and it follows you through a time portal.
And they use manipulation to do it. Take Josh, Jim's son. He's a teenager. He's angry. He left his girlfriend Kara back in the future.
The classic Romeo and Juliet motivation.
Right. And the Sixers have a spy inside Terra Nova Tom, the bartender, who tells Josh, hey, help us and we can bring your girlfriend here.
And Josh, being a teenager in love, he falls for it.
He thinks he's stealing medicine for sick rebels. He thinks he's doing the right thing.
But he's not stealing medicine.
No. He's stealing high-tech components. Codes and hardware that regulate the time portal. See, the portal was designed to be one way for mass transport.
Because of the energy costs.
Right. But the corporate masters in 2149 want a two-way street. They want to bring resources back to the future. Josh, he inadvertently hands them the key to the door.
That's a heavy burden for a kid. He thinks he's saving his relationship, but he's actually selling out the entire colony.
It leads straight to the climax of the whole saga. The 11th Pilgrimage isn't settlers. It's an invasion force.
This is where things get really intense. A meteor strikes near the colony, which feels very appropriate for the dinosaur era.
And it knocks out all the power. The sonic defenses go down.
Creating a massive distraction.
Exactly. While Taylor and Jim are fighting off beasts, the Sixers seize the portal.
And then we get the big reveal of the mastermind. It's not just some faceless CEO. It's Lucas, Commander Taylor's own son.
The genius physicist who hates his father. He's perfected the two-way portal tech. He opens the gate, and mercenaries from 2149 just pour in.
The nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
They have advanced weapons. They take over the colony.
They start setting up the infrastructure to pillage the land. It's a full-on occupation.
And that's when they all realize something huge.
That as long as that portal is open, they are not free.
Yeah.
They are just a colony of a dying empire. The fresh start is a lie unless they sever the connection.
So Jim Shannon, our hero, realizes there's only one way to stop it.
He has to go back.
He has to go back to hell.
Yeah.
The plan is wild. He stows away in a crate destined for 2149. He travels from that lush jungle right back to the smog-choked gray wasteland of the future.
And he doesn't go alone. This is the detail that just
It
really stands out. He brings a biological weapon.
He brings a dinosaur, a sedated Carnotaurus in a shipping crate.
It's so symbolic, isn't it? He arrives at Hope Plaza, this pristine, high-tech terminal in 2149, and he wakes the dinosaur up.
Imagine being a corporate security guard in a skyscraper and a Carnotaurus charges out of a container. The chaos must have been absolute.
It's the ultimate clash of worlds. Nature, literally attacking the machine. And while the dinosaur is causing mayhem, Jim plants a bomb.
He's not just trying to damage the portal, he's trying to destroy the whole terminus.
But he has to get back. If that portal blows while he's in 2149, he's stuck there forever.
Separated from his family.
The timing is razor thin. He sets the timer, sprints back toward the fracture while the building is collapsing around him.
And he dives through just as the explosion rips Hope Plaza apart.
On the Terra Nova side, the link is just severed. The portal vanishes.
Wow, so the mercenaries who invaded are now stranded in the past.
But the supply line from the future is also gone.
They did it. They burned the bridge.
They did. And the immediate aftermath is fascinating. The Sixers, the mercenaries, they all realize their paychecks are never coming. Their money is worthless here.
So the conflict has to shift. They have to coexist or at least survive on the same planet without backup.
It changes everything. No more batteries from the future. No more medicine. They are truly on their own.
Which brings us back to that core philosophical disagreement of the show. Was this a victory?
Wow.
I think it has to be. Look, as long as that door was open, they were just an extension of the failure of 2149. By blowing it up, they forced themselves to commit. They have to make this world work.
I see that perspective. But look at the risk. They are a tiny population, millions of years from help, surrounded by apex predators.
Sure, but it's freedom.
One bad plague, one bad storm, and humanity goes extinct 85 million years before it started. The portal was a leash, yes, but it was also a lifeline.
But you can't have a safety net if you want to truly evolve. If you know you can always run back to the 22nd century, you never really grow up as a civilization.
Perhaps. But think about the psychological toll. Knowing everyone you ever knew back home, they're effectively dead to you now. You are trapped in time.
Trapped or liberated. I guess it depends on if you're an optimist or a realist.
Or a survivor. The series ends with them facing an uncertain future, but a future that is, for the first time, truly their own.
And that's a powerful place to leave it. They traded security for autonomy.
Which raises a question I've been mulling over since we started this. If you had the chance to restart civilization, to build a Terra Nova, would you have the courage to burn the bridge behind you?
Oof, that is the question. Because as long as that bridge exists, the temptation to bring the creature comforts and all the baggage that comes with them is almost impossible to resist.
Exactly. We say we want a fresh start, but do we really? Or do we just want the old world without the consequences?
Jim Shannon made the choice for everyone. He decided the only way forward was to destroy the path back.
And now they have to live with it.
Among the dinosaurs.
Indeed.
Well, that's our deep dive on Terra Nova, from the smog of 2149 to the jungles of the Cretaceous, and the explosion that separated them forever.
A fascinating case study in survival ethics.
Absolutely. Thanks for exploring the past to the future with us. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
Stay curious.